Walk with me, walk with me, walk with me. Let's walk the talk.
What exactly do you understand when you hear about domestic violence? What comes in your mind when you hear this word? In our walk with Misho today, we are walking a journey to understand what is domestic violence and how can a couple come out of it, or rather how to overcome. And as usual with me today, I'm not alone, is Esther, a trainer and a mother, and she will definitely elaborate about herself. And therefore, I welcome Esther for a walk with Misho. Esther, how are you?
I'm good.
You know the situation nowadays doesn't allow us to shake hands.
It doesn't allow us to shake hands.
So
for
we
sure.
definitely have to just adhere to the situation.
And accept the way it
You're
is.
welcome.
Thank you so
How
much.
have you been?
I've been good, and you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Who is Esther to start with?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Esther is a psychological counselor. My name is Esther Koru, and my stage name is Esther Mentor. It is well known. Anywhere you go, Esther Mentor is known. So I'm a psychological counselor. I am a trainer, and of course a mother. And I have some specialization. More so, I love working with marriages and families and addiction. So those are the specialization. But a psychological counselor can work with anyone who needs psychological help.
I love the part of you have some specialization.
Yes.
And this is why today in our topic it will be domestic violence.
Yes.
What do we mean when we talk of domestic violence?
Wow, that is very good and a very important topic to look at this time of pandemic and everything else. So when we talk of domestic violence, it's type of an abuse. Domestic violence is an abuse, and we say it is abuse within a specific parameter. And a specific parameter, it means abuse, it is happening within a family setup, within a certain environment, maybe it's a workplace. Yeah, there is a parameter. It's not outside. We are together here within our parameter, and abuse can happen within us. Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a family setup, because it is called domestic.
It can be a family setup, and it can be, maybe we work together in a certain environment. There is a commonality. Yeah, me and you, we are doing something together, something very common, and so it can happen between us. But if we go outside our parameter, it is not domestic violence within us, but outside our parameter, which may not be called domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because now I understand when it is now outside the family setup.
Yeah.
And like it's now in a working place.
Yeah.
So what are the types of domestic violence?
Wow, there are types of domestic violence. There are like 4 or 5 types of domestic violence. And most of us know domestic violence as physical.
Definitely.
I come kicking you up and fighting and whatever. That is just a part of domestic violence, or a type of domestic violence.
The physical way.
Yeah, the physical way. So we have like physical violence. We have emotional violence. We have psychological violence or abuse. We have sexual abuse. We have spiritual. All those are types of domestic violence. But the most common one is the physical. But unfortunately, even emotional is more rampant than the physical. I can abuse you and live with you for life, not physically abusing you, but emotionally abusing you. So those are the types. And the physical abuse or the physical violence is when I do punch you. I fit, I kick you up and down. That is physical, and it is very, very common. Then the most common one, the one that is used mostly within our relationships and mostly within our families, is the emotional violence. And emotional violence is when I pull you down emotionally. I see, like, by the way, are you able to meet these and these? Are you able to do these and these? And I'm pulling you down to make you feel like you are hopeless, to make you feel like I'm worthless, to pull your esteem down. so that you may not move ahead, so that you may not get out of that cage of abuse. So I will forever pull you down and putting you down in that cage so that we can live in there. Because imagine an abuser enjoys abusing. They really enjoy abusing, though at some particular time they feel guilt about it, but unfortunately they go back there. At times it is like a circle. And so you can live that.
Let's now come to the family setup.
Yes.
There might be physical.
Yeah.
What about emotional? Can it happen both physical and emotional?
Yes, it can happen both physical and emotional, because if I'm kicking you around and beating you around, that is part of the physical. And I may be calling you names. I may call you, you are very foolish, you are very thick. Even you're
good for nothing.
You're good for nothing. Why don't you be like so and so? Comparing in a negative manner. That is emotional abuse. Because if I compare you with another lady who is maybe doing better than you, so you'll feel like, oh my God, so I'm not able to do that. That person is pulling you down. And they are abusing you. Because they want you to live in that cage of abuse forever. Yes.
Now, take a case of whereby it's not per se I'm being compared, but it is reality.
Yeah.
What I love is just only sleeping and relaxing. I don't want to work.
Yeah.
Now my partner now start complaining. Why don't you become like so and so? Whom we all know, she or he is active. Is that an abuse?
What we mean by an abuse, they compare you negatively. If they are like, I would like you to role model, because that comparing is like, I would like you to role model so and so, somebody who is doing very well in a polite manner. By the way, the person who is comparing you, putting it, is what differentiates the abuse and the role model. Because if a person comes and start asking you, why don't you be so and so and so? Just mentioning the word why means they are negatively comparing you. Because already they are saying like, you cannot. Why can't you? So already they have a conclusion that you cannot. So that is negative, that is abuse. But what of if somebody comes and compares you with somebody who is doing very well in life, who is very active? They'll definitely come like, and there's this person who does this and this and this, and I think they are doing very good. What do you think about that person? You know that person has compared you, but in a very positive manner.
Yes.
They are like, I would like you to look at that person and pick something from that and maybe work with that. But starting with the word why. Why don't you be Jerry or Rose or whatever?
Why don't you do like so?
Why don't you be? So they have already concluded that you are not able. You can't. And they are not for you. They are not for that. So
it all depends on the words that have been used.
Exactly. It depends with the words that have been used.
Still in the family setup.
Yeah.
We normally know that men are the one that abuses women. And sometimes you don't understand whether can women abuse men or rather can children abuse the parents.
Yes.
What about that?
Abuse is all over. A man can abuse a woman can abuse a man, parents can abuse children, and even children can abuse parents, imagine. And so I would like to look at abuse in all ways. Right now during this COVID, abuse is very rampant and it has grown like 3 times. Why has it grown that? Because there are many causes. As to that, we are going to look at that. But a woman can also abuse a man. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know which is which, a woman will be abused and she's up shouting and whatever. So hers is open. Some don't hide, but some do hide, by the way. A woman would abuse a man like, she'll start threatening. And you know what? I will go and I'll take these children away from you. By the way, they are not yours. If I go, I'll go with these children.
Is that an abuse?
I will not leave them. Yes, it is. You are abusing. These are his children. How do you tell a person that I'm taking your children away by force?
But maybe it's out of my anger.
It's out of anger. So what is happening is learn to control your anger. The person has got the right over the children. You abusing this person. By the way, you're abusing this person, not physical, because many women don't do it physical.
Yeah,
They
but there are those that
shy
are-
away. Yeah, there are those who feel like I'm powerful. I have got
Yeah.
power and I'm able to do that. But most women will do emotional abuse. Can you imagine you have told this man that you are taking the children away, and he very well knows that these are my children, maybe they are grown up, he has worked very hard for them to, and you are like, I'm taking them away, but you know they are not yours. Women will tell them, the man like that, do you know these children are not yours? If I go, I'll go with them wherever I go. What about the by the way, do you know the blood in children are for both of you? You can separate and go wherever you are going, but you can never separate the blood.
Yeah.
It is their father for life. So telling the man that you are taking them away, it is a form of abuse. Also, the manner you tell this woman, this man, words will come one after the other,
Yeah.
after the other, after the, and I'm going because Baba so and so is doing very well. Look at their children. Look at
He has already bought a car. He has done this
and you are just here for these many years. We are just walking. Can't you see? Wako shule ya juu sana. Look at the school, yeah? So where are you taking this man emotionally? Remember, the man will always defend. And most of them will defend by keeping quiet. A man, you abuse a man, they defend by keeping quiet. They stonewall. They put a wall between you, and so you'll be like, he never talks to me nowadays. But it's because you are abusing. Anytime he tries to do something, you are hurrying and you don't regret. By the way, and some women will say, by the way, I don't regret telling you so and so and so. It is the truth of the matter. You know,
Even have no apology to
I
make.
have no apology to make. It is the truth. And man's ego is usually up there. You touch a man's ego, and if you want to finish a man, talk about him in sexuality.
Yeah.
And children are part of sexuality. Yeah? Remember?
Yeah.
If you want to finish a man and finish him completely down, mention anything to do with his sexuality and sexual life, that he's not able to do so and so, like so and so, you are done. The man is done. And so they stonewall and they keep off. Nobody will be telling you, naenda kazi leo. Nobody will bother. Nobody will bother to call you after you part in the morning. They'll come. And by the way, most of them will pass by pubs and everything, just to kill time. Because where they are going, it's all abuse. The woman abusing the man.
And aren't they abusing ladies on the other hand by staying outside and visiting the pubs? Aren't they also abusing the ladies? Yeah.
There's something we call circular casualty. And that is now mutual abuse. We call that mutual abuse.
Yeah.
As much as I'm staying out and coming late, and maybe I don't even eat your food, I'm also emotionally abusing the woman. But I am out because you abused me in the morning. So I am doing this because you did this. I'm doing this because you too do this. You did this to me, and that's why I'm doing this. That is called mutual abuse. So you can live in a relationship where both of you are abusing each other and live like that forever.
When are the children abusing the parents? I don't want to go to the parents abusing children.
Yeah.
When are these children abusing us?
The children can abuse parents. How? Maybe, but the cause of the origin, or the origin of the abuse is, of course, the parent. The parent, there's somewhere they failed in parenting, because parenting is usually trial and error. There's no manual which you go read and parent a child.
Actually, there's no school of parenting.
There is no school of parenting.
Yeah.
So the way you bring up a child, the way you expect the child to grow, they just go opposite of what you want. So the parent will feel abused. And the children at times feel that parents don't have emotion. Mom, you should take my emotion the way I am. Mom, you are calling me too much. And I keep quiet. Most of girls, like,
Mom, you should know I'm the last born.
you should know I'm the babe. And the babe doesn't have to work, doesn't have to do so many things. Mom, I am that egg. So, but the child did not know they were eggs before the parents said they were.
Okay.
So by the way, parents abuse children more than the children abuse the parent. The cause of the abuse is like I'm ignoring you as a parent. Staki kusoma. Reason, my friends are not. My friends are doing so and so. My friends, we have a bash. Like, although right now there are akuna bash, akuna sleepovers. How many parents would give their children a right to sleepover?
Sure.
And they will do it, whether you like it or not. Isn't that abuse?
It is.
It is.
For real, domestic violence, and especially when it comes to the issues to do the abuse, it can be through the parents, through the children, whichever way. The question is, who started it? Are you the parent that you portrayed a picture that the children are the eggs, quote to quote?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Keep it, walk with me.
Walk